This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, good morning. We will wait for 2 more minutes for other learners to join. We'll wait for 2 more minutes for other learners to join, and then we'll start our discussion. So thanks for joining. We'll wait for some time. Once again, welcome everyone. Welcome to Isha Training Solutions. So we'll quickly, complete the remaining course topic, because yesterday we were discussing something and in the middle we completed our discussion. So we'll complete our discussion on course content, and then we'll go to the day one topic. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about distributed load testing, and I mentioned like yes, there are situations you may need to execute the test for large volume concurrent user. Large volume concurrent user means what? Say like you have to execute it for 5,000 user, 10,000 user, like that you have to execute it, right? So in that situation you need multiple machines to execute your load condition. Okay, in a single machine you cannot execute that much of volume, right? So you consider, say like you consider your laptop. In your laptop, how many users that you can execute it? So in that case, how many machines you have to connect so that you can execute it for 5,000 user or 10,000 user, like that. So that situation we are going to use distributed load testing. Distributed load testing is nothing but master slave mode. Okay, one machine will act like a master, and remaining machine you are going to give it like a slave, and then you are going to do the execution. Okay, so that is also important topic. We'll cover it. And then JMeter GUI execution. GUI, graphical user interface. GUI execution means what? So there are two things are there. I mean, if you are launching JMeter, some memory is actually consumed. Okay, if you are launching JMeter, some memory is actually consumed. So what will happen if you are keep on running your JMeter for a longer period of time? Your memory consumption is actually keep on increasing. Your memory consumption is keep on increasing. At one point of time, you may be getting out of memory error. You may be getting out of memory error. So you don't want to get out of memory error means in JMeter you have an option called non-GUI mode execution. Non-GUI mode. I mean, you are not going to launch JMeter at all. You are going to use command mode. Okay, command prompt mode to do the execution. So that GUI execution means what? And how you have to set the heap level. How you have to set the heap level. Okay. Before that, maybe just a minute. Say like what I'm doing, guys. Like I'm simply launching JMeter. Okay, I'm launching JMeter. So don't worry. In the subsequent session, I'm going to explain everything. But for the time being, for a better understanding, I'm launching this JMeter tool now. So why we are launching? Yes, I'm going to show you how this memory consumption that is actually happening, right? So to show that, I'm launching this JMeter instance right now. So we'll see what's actually happening. So this is my JMeter tool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to my folder. So I installed Java JDK in my machine. Okay. So Java JDK. Okay. So inside that JDK bin folder, there is one tool called JVisualVM. JVisualVM is there. Okay. Don't worry. We are not going to learn the JVisualVM. Okay. Our intention is only to learn JMeter. But just for the understanding purpose, I'm showing. So look at here, your JMeter is actually detected. Your JMeter is actually detected here. Why? Because this JVisual VM is having the capability to detect JVMs, okay, Java Virtual Machine. So your JMeter tool, whenever you are launching, it is actually running on a JVM only. Okay, every Java program, every Java software, it's actually going to run on a JVM only. So that is the reason it is actually showing here. So I am going to monitor JMeter right now. I'm going to monitor JMeter right now. I'm double clicking it. So look at here. So this is what I told you. There is some memory consumption that is actually happening for JMeter. Right now, what I did, I manually launched this tool. I manually launched this tool. Some memory consumption, almost 41 MB. Okay, look at here. It is actually showing almost 41, 42 MB of memory is actually consumed. 41 to 42 MB of memory is actually consumed. Okay, 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 guys. I told you I'm going to show you guys like with a little more detailed example, right? So just a minute. So I have one local application. I have one local application. Okay, because whenever I wanted to learn something, I usually use this local application only. Okay, so I'm launching this local application. Okay, this also don't worry. Here also you are not going to do anything. For the understanding purpose, I'm showing this. So I'm starting this application. Okay, because then only I can use JMeter. So that's the reason. So I'm opening this. I mean I'm starting this server. So server started. So now if you look at it, I'm going to open one sample script. One sample script in JMeter. Okay, one sample script in JMeter. So why I'm doing all these things to show you guys how the consumption is actually happening. Look at here. Till now, looks to be little disturbance in the heap memory. But right now, what I'm doing with 100 user, if I'm starting one load test, so straight away, what will happen? Look at here. So there is a memory consumption that is actually happening. Memory consumption that is actually happening. Look at here, it is actually exponentially going. Exponentially going. So, what is actually happening if you are using JMeter in the GUI mode? What is GUI mode? This is GUI mode. I'm physically launching and then working, right? That is actually called as GUI mode. The GUI mode. Okay. So what is actually happening if you are using JMeter in the GUI mode? Memory consumption that is actually happening. Because of that, at any point of time, you may be getting the out of memory error. You may be getting the out of memory error. So to avoid this only, we are doing a non-GUI mode of execution. Okay, don't worry. In our regular session, I'm going to show you what is non-GUI mode of execution. Okay. So now you are all understanding that okay, GUI mode execution means heap setting is important. Okay, heap setting means memory setting is important. So we are going to set the memory. So that topic we are going to discuss. Okay, very good. So now we are going to the next topic. JMeter web services execution, JMeter REST services execution, web services and REST services. In industry, I mean, lot of people they started asking this requirement, so that is the reason we added this. Even last week or last month, whatever the customer to whom I interacted with, everybody is actually asking web services testing or REST services testing only instead of application level testing. They are asking the services level testing, API level testing, services level testing. So what we will do in our regular session, I am going to explain what is web services, what is REST services, how to do web services and REST services testing in JMeter. Like that, we are going to discuss in a detailed way. In a detailed way, we are going to discuss. I'll take a pause here. Any question, guys? Still no? Anybody have any question? Yeah. So similarly, we are also going to see integration with the Dynatrace, integration with AppDynamics. Integration with Dynatrace, integration with AppDynamics. These two are APM tools. So in industry, how people are integrating with the APM tool and how the data they are capturing it in APM tool. That's what we are going to discuss. This is also, I mean, most of the interview they'll ask, you know how to do the integration of JMeter with the APM tool or what. Definitely they'll ask this question. So it is actually a good learning as well. And then integration with the Grafana. Okay, this is also very required learning. Okay, because every interview, every discussion forum, what people are doing, they are expecting whether you are aware of integration with Grafana. Grafana is actually a visualization tool. Okay, visualization tool. So whatever you are running it in JMeter, that data you can display it in Grafana. So that's the reason everybody is actually learning integration with Grafana tool as well. And then non-GUI mode of execution. Just now I explained, right? Instead of doing it in GUI mode, if you are doing it in the non-GUI mode, you are not going to get much of heap related problem, right? So yes, non-GUI mode of execution is also we are going to learn. Along with that, we are going to learn how to generate the HTML report. HTML report. Okay, JMeter report, how we are going to extract it in the HTML format. Okay, that also we are going to learn. And then JMeter is actually having an internal functions, inbuilt default internal functions. Okay, that also we are going to learn, like how to achieve certain functionality with the help of JMeter internal functions. You know, that also we are going to learn. And then Jenkins integration. This is also everybody is expecting that you should aware of CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, continuous delivery, right? So CI/CD pipeline they are asking you are aware of integration with the Jenkins or what. So that also we are going to learn. Okay, and then JMeter server monitoring. JMeter server monitoring. Okay, how we are going to do server monitoring using JMeter. And then using, there is a external tool called BlazeMeter. BlazeMeter is actually providing a plugin, okay, just a Chrome plugin. So using that plugin, how you are going to do the recording, okay, that also we are going to learn. And then best practices, interview questions, all those things we are going to discuss on this course journey. So basically these are the course content that we are going to learn as part of this learning. I would say very detailed and extensive way of learning, because in industry, I mean, whatever the things your customer they are expecting in industry day to day, what people are actually doing, what are all the latest trends and things that are there in the market, right? So that also we are going to cover. So which means that this entire set of course content is more than sufficient that you can say that you are comfortable in JMeter. Okay. So I'll take a pass here. Any question, Destin? Yeah. So pretty much we'll start our day one topic. Okay. Day one topic. Introduction. Introduction. The first topic is what is performance testing? Okay, I'll ask this question in the forum. So anybody can say what is performance testing? Anybody can say what is performance testing? What is performance testing? Performance testing. Okay. Yes, Deepak, you are about to say something.
Yeah, I mean performance testing in we need to check how is performance of the application. I mean the response time of application, how much time it take to load the application with number of users.
Okay. So maybe I'll explain it in a little more nutshell way, like in a simple way. Okay. So performance testing is nothing but checking the stability of an application under various load condition. Okay, checking the stability of an application under various load condition. Okay. So again, even checking the stability of the application under various load conditions. Okay. So what you are doing, you are checking the stability under various load condition. Load condition is nothing but your concurrent one or your transaction one, whatever. Okay. But you are checking the stability of the application under various load condition. Okay, stability. Okay, that is important. Okay, how stable your application. Okay, that is the reason we are doing the performance testing. Okay, so if you go to internet and say like what is performance testing, maybe they'll have, I mean, similar understanding with the different wordings. Okay, maybe I'll say like, just a minute. Look at it. So how the stability, speed, scalability, and responsiveness, like that they are saying. Okay, performance testing is a non-functional software testing technique. Determine how stability, speed, scalability, responsiveness of an application under a given workload. Okay, same thing only, maybe in a different thing. But if you are saying checking the stability of the application under various load, that is more than sufficient. But if I'm telling this, I hope you guys got a new word also, which is actually non-functional testing. Okay, so maybe I'll explain that as well. Okay, what is functional testing? What is non-functional testing? Okay, functional testing and then non-functional testing. Okay, so anybody already aware of what is functional testing and non-functional testing? Small understanding. Anybody already aware of it?
I think functional testing single user,
Okay.
non-functional testing multiple users can
Okay.
do.
So somewhere you are coming to the point. Yes. So functional testing is actually checking the functionality of the application. Functionality means what? Say like you designed one application, say like it is a retail based application, where in retail based application, what is retail based application? Your Amazon.com, right? So retail based application you developed. So what will you do? Whether that application is actually working fine, whether the order you are able to put, you are able to do the transaction or what. So those are the things you are going to validate in the retail based application. What will you do? You will try to log in into the application. You will try to search the product. You are going to add to the cart, and then you are going to do the payment. Yes. So which means that these are the functionality. These are the functionality. Basic functionality is actually working or what? That you are going to test it in the functional testing. Non-functional testing. Non-functional testing, it is not going to check the functionality. It is actually going to check the other aspect of the application. That is what this speed, stability, responsiveness, all those things are actually the non-functional testing. You are not going to check the basic flow. You are going to check the speed, stability, responsiveness, other factors if you are validating. That is actually called as non-functional testing. Non-functional testing. Okay. So this functionality testing, people will do either manually, they will do manually, or they will do through tool. Okay. They'll call that as what? Automation. Automation. Okay. So what is that? The functional check. I told you, right? Whether login is working, logout is working, search is working, like that if you are testing, right? That is actually called as functional testing. That functional testing can be done manually. Manually means as a human, you are going to check it one by one. All the test cases you are validating one by one. That is actually the manual testing. The same thing, you can use tools to validate it. There are tools available in the market like Selenium, UFT. Okay, so like that, there are tools are available in the market. Through the tool, if you are doing the validation, that is actually called as automation testing. Automation testing, very good value is there for that testing as well. So yes, so manual testing and then automation testing can be done for the functional flow check. Okay. Then what about non-functional testing types? Non-functional things, what are they are doing? Okay, so I'll say like usability testing, compatibility, okay, security, accessibility, and then performance. So all these are non-functional. Okay, other than that also there are names are there, but mostly we'll cover under this topic only. Okay, usability, compatibility, security, accessibility, and then performance. These are non-functional testing. These are non-functional testing. Okay, so which means that usability, compatibility, security, accessibility, performance. Okay, so usability. Okay, how usable your application? User friendly. Okay, your application is user friendly or what? That is what you are going to check it in the usability testing. Compatibility. Compatibility means what? So say like in the current browser version, my application is actually compatible or what? Or in the current mobile version, my mobile app is compatible or what? Like that, if you are testing, that is actually called as compatibility testing. Okay. Sometimes what will happen, your app will not be supported in the device. I mean your mobile device, the app will not be supported, or in the Chrome browser, your app will not be supported. Those are actually validated using compatibility testing, browser compatibility testing, or device compatibility testing. And then security. Security, what you are going to do, your application, how secured. Maybe external person, they are trying to hack your application, or external person, they are trying to do the DDoS attack. So that time, how secure your application, that is actually security testing. And then accessibility testing. Okay, accessibility, just a minute. Accessibility testing. Okay, so accessibility testing, actually you think like there are people, they have a eyesight problem or ear problem, right? Blind people or deaf and dumb people are there, right? For them, in your application, what are all the provisions that you are having? For them, in your application, what are all the provisions that you are having? That is actually called as accessibility testing. I don't know how many of you observed in your keyboard. Anybody observed there is a projection in there in the J button in your keyboard, in your laptop or your desktop keyboard? How many of them observed there is a projection? I mean, little projection there in the J key, J, because that is for the blind people, no, the physically challenged people, for them to understand that that is the J key. From there only they have to start their typing, right? So these are small example of accessibility. So accessibility is nothing but in your application you have provision to do the for them to use it or what. So that is actually called as accessibility, and the final testing is actually performance testing. I told you already, performance testing is nothing but checking the stability of the application under various loads. Checking the stability of the application under various loads. Okay, so these are the non-functional testing. Actually saying every testing you have a job. Every testing you have a job. Manual testing you have a job. Automation testing you have a job. Usability, compatibility, security, accessibility, performance, everything is actually a job. So in that we are learning JMeter because we are going to learn the performance testing. We are going to learn the performance testing, so we are learning the JMeter too. So every stream of work you have something to do. In that, performance is nothing but checking the stability of the application under various loads. I'll take a pass here. Any question, guys? Still no? Yeah. So now at least we have an understanding of what is performance testing. Going forward, if somebody is asking what is performance testing means, you can tell them, and you will clearly understand it is a non-functional testing, because functional testing means what, non-functional testing means what, you know. Under the non-functional testing, what are all the types of testing, that also you know. Okay, so now you can easily explain them like, okay, what is performance testing? Checking the stability of the application under various load. Okay, because we wanted to check the stability by varying different load condition. Under different load condition, my application is actually working fine or what, like that. You are going to validate it. You are going to validate it. Okay, the next topic, types of performance testing. This is also very important interview question. Definitely you will get lot of question you will get under this topic. Okay, what types of performance testing? So types of performance testing, say load test, stress test, endurance test. Endurance test, other name is actually soak test, and then scalability test, and then volume test. Sometimes people are asking high availability test. High availability test. This load test also, now people are asking peak load test also. Okay, so it's not a separate definition, but people are asking. So these are the different type of test that are available, and they will expect you to do I mean few of this, okay, not all, because nowadays nobody is expecting you to do all. Why? Because of the timeline pressure. Because of the timeline pressure. So now the industry is actually moving towards agile agile mode of development and also DevOps mode of working. Okay, agile mode of development and also DevOps mode of working. So because of that, what is actually happening, your release milestone is very small. Release milestone, I mean the new product that you are sending it to the production, right? That release milestone is actually very small. Nowadays it's actually probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks time only. People are doing the release activity. So within the 3 weeks, 4 weeks time, you cannot do all these type of testing and all. So because of the timeline pressure, nowadays people are doing only few types only. Probably load test. In certain cases, they are doing scalability or endurance. Okay, I mean mostly people are not doing all these type of testing, but during interview they will definitely expect you to answer, because their intention is how good you are in fundamental concepts. How good you are in fundamental concepts, they'll definitely ask these questions, which means that I mean you should aware of what is actually happening, how to explain these test types. Okay, so I'll type each and everything. Okay, during interview also you guys can explain it in the same way, no problem, because uh, uh, in that way if you are saying, that shows that how strong you are in the fundamentals. So that's the reason I'm because in internet the definition would be like more theoretical oriented, but if you are telling in that way, the receiver may feel like, okay, they saw somewhere in the internet and then they are coming. So that kind of a feel only they usually get it, but no problem. Here what we are going to learn in a nutshell, we are going to understand, okay, what are the type of testing and how we are going to explain those type of testing. Okay, so load test. Load test. Testing the testing the application with the expected user load. Expected user load. Okay, this is the word. Okay, checking the stability of the application with the expected user load. Okay, so expected user load is a keyword, guys. Okay, expected user load. Expected user load. What you are expecting in production. Production means in real world. In real world, how many user that you are expecting, that is actually the load testing condition. Okay, so this question again will come, sir, what is that expected user load? What is that expected user load? Say like there are two applications are there. This is also will be very useful for you in interview time. So that is the reason I'm explaining this much detail. So new application, existing application, new application, existing application. What is new application? What is existing application? New application means now only we developed a brand new application. Now only we developed a brand new application yet to publish it to the end user. Existing application is nothing but, yes, it is already used by the end user. End user is already using that application. It is there in the production already. Okay, these are the two type of applications, right? So in that case, okay, existing application, what will happen in production? In production means what? The end user they are using, right? That environment is actually called as production environment. Okay. So in production, we can analyze the log. Okay, analyze the log. Okay. So if you are discussing with your system support team, you know, what they will do, they will analyze the log which are there in the production production environment. They'll analyze the log, and then they will say on a daily basis how many people are coming to their application. How many people are coming to their application on a daily basis. So that is actually you are going to calculate it as a expected user load. I mean, daily this much of volume of people they are coming means that is actually the expected user load. Expected user load. Okay. So in that only there are, I mean, sub classification is there. In that only they will say like total user and then concurrent user. Total user and concurrent user. Total user means in that system, total number of people they are available. Okay, you think like Facebook. Facebook may be having billions of people. Billions of people they are available in Facebook. That is actually called as your total user. But how many people are currently using Facebook? That is actually called as concurrent user. Okay, total user nothing but total how many people they created account in Facebook. That is actually called as total user. Concurrent user is nothing but how many of them are currently using that application. Currently, how many of them accessing that application. Okay, that is actually called as concurrent user. So if you really understand in GoToMeeting right now, 15 people are concurrently using right now. In this account, 15 people are concurrently using. Correct or not? So which means that total users may be different, concurrent user may be different. Total user may be different, concurrent user may be different. So you need to understand while analyzing the log, you need to ask the people like how many are concurrently using. Total user you don't want. You don't want to simulate for a total user condition. You can simulate it for a concurrent user condition. Okay. Certain cases, what is actually happening, they'll only get total user only. From the log, they'll only get the total user only. That time, what they are doing, they are going on with certain assumption. Okay, we'll go with 10% of the total user, or 20% of the total user, or 50% of the total user, like that they are going. Okay, so which means that concurrent user is a final one. Concurrent user is a final one. So which means that existing application getting the concurrent user, at least you have some logic, because you can analyze the log and then you can come to that number easily. But what about new application? New application, now only they developed the application. Okay, now only they develop the application, which means that they don't have any clue what is actually going to happen. So in that case, what will happen? In that case, how will you identify the expected user load? Okay, so this is actually an interview question. That's the reason I'm saying. So mostly people will check it like if it is a brand new application, how will you understand your expected user load? They'll first ask the definition of load test. Definitely you will say testing the stability of the application with the expected user load. Okay, that time next question they'll ask if it is a brand new application, how will you do that? If it is a brand new application, how will you do that? Okay, very simple case, because this is how they are going to check how you are good in industry level understanding. So that's the reason they are asking this kind of a question. Okay, so in that situation, what you have to answer, very simple. We'll have a call with the customer. Stakeholder, architect, business analyst. Lot of people will be there in the call, and we'll discuss with them. Okay, this is what the scenario. The application is actually newly developed. We are going to deploy into the production. So in that situation, everybody will discuss, and then they will come to a common understanding. I mean assumption. Okay, they'll do the assumption. Okay, they'll do the assumption. So they'll do the assumption, say like concurrent user may be so and so. Concurrent user may be so and so. That assumption will be happening if it is in the case of new application. So you have to explain to them in a clear way. We'll have a customer call, stakeholder call, or architects or the business analyst. Everybody will be there in the call, and we all will come to the common point, and we'll assume the numbers. We'll assume the concurrent user number, or we'll assume the transaction per second number. So that is how we will do the expected user load condition. Like that, you have to explain to them. You have to explain to them. So this is how the expected user load is actually come to the conclusion. This load test, I told you, right? The expected user load is nothing but X users, some X users. Okay, and you will test the application for 1 hour. Duration is actually 1 hour. So this is how in interview they will check your understanding. So you can also explain them if you're explaining them in this way, that shows how strong you are in the understanding. So we can tell them checking the stability of the application with the expected user load. If it is in the case of new application, you are going to do certain assumptions. If it is in the case of existing application, you are going to check the logs and then you are going to come to that number. And we are going to test the application with the X expected user load, and the duration would be 1 hour. I'll take a pause here. Any question guys still now? Anybody have any question? So these things will be
Yeah,
very, very
I
useful.
I have
Yes,
a
Deepak?
question. Yeah,
Yes, Deepak.
like you said, the duration is 1 hour. So every time we say the duration is 1 hour, how or on what basis we decide the duration of load testing?
No, that is a standard.
Okay,
Mostly in industry, everybody is doing the 1 hour load testing condition
I,
only.
either
Very,
is
very.
100 user or 1,000 users, concurrent
That's what I
users.
told you, right? You need to, if it is existing application, you need to analyze the log to decide that user
Okay,
load condition. If it is
okay,
new application, you are going to do the assumption by having a discussion with your customer or a
mm-hmm.
stakeholder.
Okay, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
So say 99 percentage always 1 hour only people are doing. Okay. So if I mean I would say in the last few years, whatever the proposal activity that I worked on, every customer we propose 1 hour only. There are situations customer only will ask, why don't you run it for 2 hours? That all I mean those are exceptional cases only, but regularly it is 1 hour only. Regularly it is 1 hour only. Okay, very exception to exception case, maybe customer may be requesting you to do the 2 hour test, but that is also very, very corner chance. 1 hour is actually the standard. Everybody is actually doing 1 hour load testing. Okay, so these I mean, yes, anyways we are going to discuss these things in the further sessions as well. Okay, so just a minute. Those who are interested to proceed with this course journey, please reach out to Kumar sir for any further information. His number is 8019924227. I am pasting his number in the chat as well. Okay, you guys can take it. Okay, this is Kumar sir number. Okay, 8019924227. Okay, I pasted in the chat as well. You guys can take it. Any question related to course timing, course content, fees related, anything you want to discuss, you can discuss with Kumar sir. Okay, so already we started the session. Day one is already in progress. So like this, we are going to continuously progress in our learning. Already you guys are aware, like lot of important things that we discussed. So you don't want to miss any topic, you don't want to miss any content that we are discussing in the session. So please continue your enrollments. So this is actually a weekday session, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Indian time, correspondingly in other locations. The other location timing is actually available in the top of the screen. So just a minute. Yeah, other locations you can see this is your timeline for Indian learners, like 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. IST. Okay, so this is actually a weekday session, weekend holiday. Okay, Saturday Sunday holiday, and then all sessions are actually recorded. Now also we recorded this session, right? So all sessions are recorded, and every day we will share the recorded session in the YouTube playlist URL. So on a daily basis. These videos you are going to have it for lifetime access. These videos you are going to have it for lifetime access. Anytime you can watch the video and then you can come back and then ask your questions. So that's the reason. And all artifacts, supporting documents, softwares, all those things we are going to share it through Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive. We are going to share the information. You can download and then make use of it. Okay, and this is actually a 28 hours of a session. Okay, 28 hours of a session. So 28 hours we are going to cover this entire topic that we discussed. As I mentioned, yes, all interview related questions we are going to discuss, interview related discussions, important points that we are going to discuss, and industry trend, what is actually happening, right? In industry right now, how people are doing their JMeter scripting, how they are working on the real world projects, right? In that way, we are going to cover it as well. And this will definitely help you to crack the interview, and then you can do your stream of work as well. So those who wanted to enroll for this session, please enroll yourself. 8019952427 is Kumar sir number. You can reach out to Kumar sir. Thanks for the learners who joined today for evaluating us, and thanks for each and every one of you for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge and experience with you people. Yes, we are going to continue the same in the upcoming sessions as well. Yes, we have 28 sessions to cover all these topics. We are going to continuously learn this tool with a real world example as well. Thanks for joining and have a nice day.
Sir, sir.
Hello. One more
Hello.
call.
Yes, Deepak.
Coming Monday is holiday on 15th August, Independence Day.
From Isha, they will inform you, Deepak.
Okay.
I'm not sure, like
Fine.
Monday is actually working or what. From Isha, they'll inform.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Hello. Sir.
Yes,
This,
Kiran.
sir, I have zero knowledge in coding. I'm non-IT background.
Hmm. No
Is
problem.
it? That's
No
why I'm
problem.
asking.
Yeah. So Kiran, that's what I told you. So exception to exception cases only, there are places, small scripting things that are coming. But it is not
Okay.
mandatory that you have to do it. In certain cases, even the development team will guide you to do certain activities. Okay, if you are saying like, there are things are not capturing in JMeter, means you can tell them like, boss, it is not capturing, and you can go and Google somewhere and then take 1 or 2 lines and then try to do it. If not, even the development team also will support you in doing certain activities. Okay, so it is not mandatory that you have to be super guru in scripting and all. Without that, also still you can do it. Okay, provided if you are doing that, that's actually a value add. Okay, if you are doing that, it's actually a value add. But it doesn't mean that you should definitely know all those things. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Thanks for the learners who joined today for evaluating us. Thanks for joining and have a nice day. Bye bye.